Hey guys, so I wanted to show you a recipe I like to do when I don't really want to do like a full meal because I feel like it's filling enough and I don't have to do a whole bunch of sides with it. Anyways, and it's pretty quick. So this is a green chili casserole. It's actually a family recipe from my husband's side, so I might get shot for making this video. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is an onion and a sharp knife, and I have one of those, meaning I have a onion. My knife could use a sharpening, but it'll get the job done. So we will get this onion chopped and go from there. Okay, so I put a pound of ground beef and then all the onions I chopped in there. I'm going to start browning it all. Now I'm going to tell you, the recipe calls for 2 pounds of ground beef. The last time I made this, it turned out to be a little heavy on the beef, and I wasn't a fan, so I've chopped it just that part in half this time to see what, you know, we get. It will obviously make a little bit thinner of a casserole or less amount, but I just couldn't handle like getting like a huge bite full of meat every time I ate. So anyways, frying this, and we will I'll touch base in a second. Okay, so while my meat is cooking, I have it on low because I like to make sure the onions get kind of heated slowly so they don't like turn all brown, but that they're translucent and nice, but also fry the ground beef at the same time. So while that's cooking, I start getting the other part of the casserole ready. It's like a soup mixture. So I just have a pot kind of like this. It's got a little lip on it. Okay, so I've got my bowl right here. There's 2 soups. There is cream of chicken and cream of mushroom that you're going to need. And we're going to pour that in here. We probably need to get a spoon. I didn't think of that. I didn't think that all the way through. Let me tell you, like, as soon as you start putting all the soup mixes together, it starts smelling so good. Cream of mushroom now.
Okay. Okay. Let me back.
Okay, so let me. Okay, so I've got a spoon here. Let me. So if you're little kids or anything like mine, Cody loves helping in the kitchen. Right now he's actually content just playing with one of his trucks, but this is part of it that he will help me do sometimes because it really is, this part is just adding stuff and stirring really, so it doesn't take crazy hands. So I usually will dump all of this in and then let him stir. So you're also going to need a can of water, so I just take one of these, fill it up with some water, pour that in. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the recipe calls for a half a teaspoon of oregano and a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. I don't really like oregano in my Mexican style dishes, so I'm going to use some cumin, and I don't really measure, but if you want to make it equal, it's like I said, a half a teaspoon. I love cumin. I have so much. But yes, the ground cumin, and then same thing with the garlic powder. I just kind of do it to what I think looks good. And then the last thing I need to get a can opener for is a can of green chilies. And the last time I used one of the small, like normal size green chili cans that you can pick up at the store, and I actually wanted a little bit more. So I got the 7-ounce can, and I'm a wimp, so I do mild. This, all that's happened right here is I've stirred it, so I've made it into the interesting looking mixture it's supposed to be. So it doesn't look that appetizing, I know, but it's pretty good. This, all that's happened right here is I've stirred it, so I've made it into the interesting looking mixture it's supposed to be. I am almost done cooking this. This is a little pink still on some parts. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit now since I can more pay attention to it and watch it. You can also take a second right now to go ahead and preheat the oven to 350, because after we make the casserole, you're going to be cooking this for 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, the next thing you're going to need to do is get out your corn tortillas and a casserole tin, baking pan, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to line the bottom of the pan completely with the corn tortillas. So here's the thing, I am a little OCD about it, and I like it to be straight with the edge, so I cut the tortillas in half so they have a straight line, and then place them on the tin then. Okay, so if you look here, I have 7 tortillas in there, 2 on the middle, right there. I have 2 in the middle that are whole, and then the edges are with the halves. You can see that's how I cover that up. Okay, so as you can see, it is cooked now. It's brown, the onions are translucent, and we can start making the casserole. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is take your meat and onions that you just did and put that in there. And just kind of spread it out to where it covers the bottom. Since I'm only using the 1 pound of ground beef, it's going to have a couple little holes in it. It's going to be spread pretty thin, but it is pretty much completely covered if you use the full 2 pounds of ground beef like the original recipe calls for. So I'm just going to make sure there aren't any huge gaps with like no meat in them and call it good. I'll see why in a second. So okay, so that's what that looks like right now. It's got all the meat in it. Okay, so you're going to take your soup mixture and you're going to pour half of it on top of the meat that you just did. And I think I may have poured a little more than half. It's okay though. And again, I just kind of spread it around with a spoon afterwards. So the other option, if you don't want to use ground beef, you can also use diced chicken, and you would use 2 cups of diced chicken in that case. And it kind of goes It goes well with it because we do have the cream of chicken soup in there. Okay, so I have some extra cheese that I want to use. So I'm going to use this first, and then you'll see me in a different bag when I pull out the cheese again. So you're going to take cheese, and here, actually, let me show you. There's a little bit of cheese on it now, but you can see I just spread the soup mixture on top of the meat. You can still kind of see the meat, but not really. And you're just going to sprinkle cheese sort of to your taste, however you would like. So, cheese. Now you're going to take your tortillas and you're going to do the same thing again with your tortillas, and you're just going to line the top of it. Okay, so we've got that lined again. There's an extra piece of tortilla here that I didn't need, but I didn't want to throw away just like a half a tortilla, so I threw it in the middle. Okay, so now you're just going to take the remainder of your soup mixture. You're going to pour it all over the top layer. Let me see. And spread it evenly. I like to try to get all the tortillas wet with it. That way they don't stick up and get dry. So that's what that looks like. And because I put kind of a ton in the middle, I'm going to be a little bit lighter this time on top. This is what it looks like right now. Like I said, I did it kind of thin. You can see like little bits of the soup mixture in it. Hey! I'm gonna check out the food and just kind of show you what it looks like. It's a little dark, I'm sorry. I don't have an oven light because we're not that cool. Anyways, I am gonna go ahead and take it out.